Hi, good morning, everyone. Well, good afternoon. I'm kind of torn. I'm not sure whether to say good morning or good afternoon because it's just noon. But anyway, here we are for another episode 5 of the Spa Queen Unleashed podcast. And of course, we are here to honor Wellness Wednesday, which is something that we really embrace and choose to always shine a spotlight on at Spa Royale Day Spa. So I want to thank Fiesta Media Studios for hosting this podcast and my sponsor, Spa Royale Day Spa. We will be getting out there to all the other platforms shortly. It's a work in progress, takes a little while, but you'll be able to find us on Apple, iTunes, Google, YouTube, all the platforms. So we're getting fancy with it. Well, I'm not. Elio's doing it. But hey, anyway. So today I want to kind of touch on a couple of things with you guys that really can help improve our wellness. And knowing that just because I own a day spa and just because that's what I do for a living, which I absolutely love and is a true passion and it's my true purpose in life. It's also about giving you guys some really good tools to help you with your everyday wellness that you have complete control over at home and, just in life in general. So today's topic is going to be on self-care. Self-care is how we take our power back. Self-care is not selfish. I know you guys have seen that a lot. You've heard it. But today I want to kind of dive in and explain to you guys my personal beliefs on self-care and what I do to help myself be the best that I can be. Because as a woman and as a business owner, as a partner, as a sister, as a tia, as a friend, we have a lot of roles and a lot of hats that we wear. And what happens is that sometimes I feel that we get lost in those roles and fulfilling those roles and all of the all of the daily duties, all of the responsibilities, all of the things that we have to get done every single day. But what happens is that during our day and our daily routine and all of the things that we have commitments and responsibilities to make sure that, are fulfilled each and every day, along those lines, we kind of forget about ourselves. And I know that this is going to resonate with a lot of you because especially mamas, I have to think about mamas just because I have a lot of new mamas at work that are learning how to kind of balance, their life with a new little baby and being a good mom and being present and being available, but also honoring their commitment to work and, all of the things that we have to do in order to make life work for us, right? But with that being said, we have to remember that you have to make sure that we are part of that equation. Make sure that we are included in all of those daily responsibilities and daily routines. So talking about self-care is such a great topic because for me, hi David. For me, it's so important to set yourself up for daily success. So with that, what are some things that I do? What are things that you can do that help you become that person that's able to balance everything that you do in your life and still feel good and not get into that, resentment stage and that just bitterness and angry because you're just so spent, you're so stretched out. You've got this going on, and what about me? Where do I fit in? So self-care means taking care of yourself so that you can be well. Okay, so self-care can look like so many different ways. It's not just about a trip to the spa. It's not just about going and getting treatments all day long and being served. And, it's not like that. Self-care is actually something that we need to practice every single day, that we need to make a plan and a routine. And I can tell you guys that since I got super committed to making sure that I take care of me first, I have become such a much happier person because my cup is full. Therefore, I'm able to give everyone that I am around my best self because I have a full heart, because I have taken care of me. And it's not about being selfish. It's about necessity. You can't be fully present for other people if you're not present for yourself. If you are not doing things for yourself at all. I hear so many people tell me all the time, oh, I don't have time. The last time I got a massage was, I can't even remember. It's been years and I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Y'all, Spock, going to get real here for a second. Busy is bullshit. Okay? Because those of you that know me and those of you that know what my life is like, understand that there's a difference between busy and being productive. And there's also this thing called prioritizing. So we choose how we spend our time, and we all have 24 hours in the day to make things happen. All of us have the same amount of time. And I can tell you that if you start by creating a nice daily routine for yourself, where you kind of create a map for yourself and your life, that you can write down 4 areas in your life things that you need to accomplish. And the ones that I'm doing are from my coach, but it's called Core 4. And so basically it's your power, your purpose, your passion, and your production. So every day I have a list, I have a map of the things that I want to get accomplished in that time, right? And this is a form of self-care because it enables me to have a plan. It enables me to make sure that I get all of the things that I need to get accomplished done. And whenever I get distracted and things happen, because, life is not perfect. I mean, things happen constantly all the time. I had great plans for this day, and then this happened. But I go back to that plan that I created that morning. And if I can still accomplish some of those things, all of those things, I still had an awesome day regardless. And it's a really good feeling, so I know for me, part of my self-care is making sure that when I wake up every single day, I have a morning routine, and it's a sacred morning routine. It's a morning routine that I'm not willing to compromise. I'm committed to giving myself from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., those 2 hours to work on me. What does that look like for me? It looks like waking up, reading something really good for me, something that inspires me, something that teaches me, something that feeds my brain positive thoughts. I do my gratitude ritual. I burn my incense. I'm a little bit of a hippie chick. I'm actually like a chameleon. I mean, I'm a spa girl. I'm a farm girl. I'm a hippie. I'm good with it. I'm good with all of that. I'm in touch with all areas of my life. But anyway, my incense. I go exercise. Then I come back and I do my farm chores. And then I'm ready for the rest of my day. And I feel so good about it because I've gotten all of this stuff done and all of these things that mean something to me. I feel so much better when I get my exercise done in the morning, and then all those endorphins and all that goodness, feel goodness is there. I get to spend time with my animals. I've told you guys, my animals are a passion for me. They set my soul on fire. So spending that time with them in the morning makes my day great. I love seeing their cute little furry faces, even though this morning they were kind of bad. If you guys follow me on Instagram, SpaQueen352, you'll see they got into the chicken feed, all 3 of them, ponies in my chicken feed. Not like they don't get fed, but anyway, regardless of that, I love them, but they're a little mischievous sometimes. So what are some things that we can do that fall in the category of self-care, but it's not written in stone? Realize that you can write your own self-care story. You can make it however you want so that it fits for you and it feels good for you and it feels right for you. So there's 5 areas of self-care that we're going to touch on. We have the physical, we have the psychological, the emotional, the spiritual, and the professional self-care side. So physical, is exactly what that means. It's exercising, it's going to the spa for that treatment for the day, the food choices that you choose to consume that day. When you're mindful of what it is that you're putting into your body, it makes a big difference. We all know how we feel after eating a ton of ice cream or fast food, versus what you feel like when you take the time to make a nice dinner for yourself. That's self-care. Taking the time to create something yummy with all the colors, and that when you eat feels good to you. That's a form of self-care. I love you too, Mommy. I love all these comments that you guys are sending me. It makes my heart feel good. So emotional, giving yourself permission to feel what you feel, explore why, so that you get to know yourself better. That's a really good form of self-care. And when you're giving yourself that attention, you are better able to give to other people, and you're able to bloom while you're doing it. It's a really, really magical thing. So that's really, really important, to dig deep and to really get to know yourself. And, in some of my previous podcasts, I've talked about just being aware, being really aware and being conscious to those times when something triggers you or something makes you feel a certain way. Think about it, dig deeper, figure out the why behind it, because there's always a why. And it's really cool when you really get quiet and you think about, oh, this is why, and you get to the root of things. It's amazing. And that's how you get to know yourself, and that's how you get to grow. So the emotional component of self-care is really, really important. Psychological component to self-care. For me, this is something that's interesting, but for me, receiving a compliment, being able to just receive the compliment and say thank you, and not just be like, oh yeah, dimming my own light, not doing that anymore, being that bright light that I know I need to be so that I can help others, so that I can help you grow and get to this place where I am, because it's such a beautiful place when you are truly living your authentic self, and when you are able to just kind of own everything. That's just a great place to be. It really, really is. Also with the psychological component to self-care, taking yourself somewhere where you're going to learn and absorb something. Like, for instance, what's something that I like to do? Oh, go to a museum or go to an art gallery and just look at the beautiful art and feel what this person is expressing to you. That challenges the mind a little bit, and it's a good thing to do, So feeding your brain good things also is a form of self-care. That's a really important one. The spiritual side of self-care also, if you believe in God, you believe in Allah, you believe in Buddha, whatever it may be, a higher form, a higher self. When you're in tune with that and you practice it and you practice the teachings and the readings, whatever aligns with your soul, whatever sits well with your soul, that is another form of self-care. When you're able to do that and express that, that's also something that is a gift to yourself, to allow yourself that time to do it, and it doesn't have to look any certain way. It can be whenever you want. I love that I have a direct relationship with the man upstairs. I know that I'm confident that I don't have to wait till Sunday to go to church to do that. I can do that anytime. I can have church anytime I want. And I love that. That's what I love. I think that also your professional self-care is super important too, because most of us spend a lot of time at work. So what does that look like for you? What are your conversations like at work? Are you engaging in encouraging conversation? Are you expressing gratitude for those times where you may be running short or running a little late and somebody steps up and helps you, and those kind of things? Are you fostering, what kind of relationships are you fostering at work? I think that for me, that's one of my proudest things, is having a place of employment for my team that feels good to them, where sometimes they kind of come to work as an escape, because work is a safe place and work is good and it's a very healthy and positive environment. And that is so important to me. Like, I will protect my team culture and that environment to no end. Like, I don't compromise with that. So having those good relationships at work is another form of self-care. And I'm just, I think about where we are now and where I started from and how much we've grown and how much we've evolved. And it's a work in progress. Like, it's something that we work on all the time. That's why we have our team meetings, to get on the same page. And, it's just super important, because you do spend a lot of time at work, right? So anyway, so those are the 5 areas of self-care. So we got the physical, emotional, spiritual, psychological. Did I already say that? And professional. So what kind of things can you do to kind of incorporate self-care in your daily life? So for me, reading is a form of self-care. You get to choose what you are listening to, what you're feeding your brain. You can learn from the things that you're reading, always looking for something that sticks for that day, walking in nature, taking a break, when you're feeling stuck and when you're feeling just, go outside. Being outside in nature is so grounding, you guys. I can't explain it. You just got to do it. And you'll see that even just 10 minutes outside with no noise, just you and the world around you, and just getting quiet and letting that sun hit your face and just breathing in, smelling the beautiful flowers that are blooming and breathing in that fresh air. That is just a beautiful, free form of self-care. Gardening, you can plant a little garden. I mean, if you're into cooking, you can do your little herb garden and watch them grow and use your fresh herbs for your meals at night. It's so fun. And for me, I don't know, it's just exciting to see what I can grow. And being able to grow your own, vegetables and your own herbs and all of that stuff, it's just kind of cool. It's very satisfying. And then where that came from, and that what you're putting into your body is exactly what it is, because I think sometimes a lot of us have gotten into the habit of just eating out and depending on others for food, and it's just never the same. David and I talk about that all the time. It's like, we feel so much better when we eat our own food, and cooking together has become something really fun for us. So yeah, I think gardening, maybe growing something, and you don't have to have like a big yard or anything. You can just do the little, the planters, that you write, the little wooden planters, and you can have tomatoes in a pot. And I mean, you can totally make it work, and it's just fun. So that's a cool idea. Of course, going to the spa, that is going to set you up for serious self-care success. Why? Because I have created an environment that is perfect for that. It's perfect for that relaxation. The moment you walk in, the atmosphere, the way you're treated, the way you feel, all the smells, the spa water, the music, the heated tables, everything there is done with intention so that you can relax and you can get the most out of your experience. Even if you're just there for an eyebrow wax, whatever it may be, it's going to be a relaxing eyebrow wax. But going and scheduling that special time for you is really awesome. And that is, again, why I just absolutely love our wellness VIP membership, because you are committing that once a month, you're going to take that time out for yourself. And I mean, I'm just talking about once a month, but I'm also giving you things that you can do every single day. That's a form of self-care in between, those spa treatments. But getting a massage, getting a facial, getting your feet rubbed. I mean, oh my gosh, it will give you life. It will give you life, and you will feel like a new person when you leave. I guarantee it. Drinking tea. I've gotten into drinking tea lately, and the tea that I'm drinking now, so cute. I'm obsessed with this water bottle too, by the way. Check it out. It says gratitude on the bottom. Super cute. We're going to be selling these at the spa. But I've been drinking this huckleberry tea that I got when we were in Moab, and it is so good. And just the ritual of making the tea, the hot water, the tea bag, steeping it, that whole little ritual feels really, really good to me. So there is something about that cup of tea that the British love, their tea time. So I've been having a lot of tea time, and that's been fun for me. It feels good. And then you're also drinking something nice and warm, soothing, relaxing, and just the actual ritual of getting it prepared is kind of neat. I've noticed that. So something that I've been doing too lately that has been just really, really beneficial and helpful, I realized that I wasn't getting enough sleep. Literally just running on like 5 hours of sleep. And now that I have increased, I make sure that I'm getting 8 hours of sleep. And that is huge for me. Like, I literally make myself go to sleep at a certain time so that I can be up by a certain time. And, so that means that if I'm going to be up at 5 a.m., I have to go to sleep by 9 p.m. Or I can do 10 so that I'm up by 6, but really I need my 2 hours in the morning. So I make a commitment, and it's so crazy, you guys. I'm going to share, this is kind of funny, but I got an Apple Watch. Woohoo! Finally. I wasn't sure that I was an Apple Watch girl, but this watch has actually really helped me realize some of my habits and what I'm doing. It's actually helping me. I realized that, my gosh, yesterday, I am up for a lot of hours in a day. So, yesterday I think it's like 14 hours, and that's like kind of typical for me, 12 to 14 hours of just standing, my exercising, getting my steps in, whatever. But this watch also has me slow down because it tells me, it reminds me when I need to breathe, which I think is super cool. I'm a little nerdy, but I do my breathing exercises with my Apple Watch. It's kind of cool, but it makes me take a break and take that moment to deeply breathe, which we talked about in a prior podcast. When we take those deep breaths, we really, really, really feel so much better. You're engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, and it really, really helps you. It's overall wellness. So it's kind of cool. And then just making sure that we create some daily habits. What does that look like for you? I have 4 columns where I write down. So for my power, it's my exercising. For my passion, it's cooking a meal with David or having date night. Something that is related to my relationship, making sure that we have that intentional time and there's no compromise. Like, that is our time. Then production, I write down what it is I want to get done for that day that's going to help me win. Then my purpose, today, my podcast, my purpose is to help others. So you just kind of make a little chart every single day of what it is that you want to accomplish in every single area. And those are the 4 areas that cover your entire life. So it's kind of cool. So I think that if you get committed and you sit down and you think about where you're lacking, where you're not fitting yourself in, you will do so much better. But you have to make a conscious effort, and you have to be aware of your tendencies. So when you sit down and you map it out, you'll realize that, oh, I haven't included myself in this. Oh, I'm not on this calendar at all. So you'll realize you'll be able to fit yourself in. And I just, like this little picture up here, you cannot drink from an empty cup. Like, you just can't. You can't pour from an empty cup either, but when your cup is full, you're giving the world not what's left of you, but you're giving them the best of you. So with that being said, I hope that you guys have learned a little bit about self-care, what it means, how you can take some of your daily routines and some of the things that you love and incorporate them on a daily basis for yourself. Because I really believe that when you give back to yourself, which you so deserve, we do so much for so many, and our obligations and responsibilities are huge in today's world. I mean, they really are. And then having our little devices with us all the time, we're constantly connected. And so taking a break, disconnecting, really checking in, really being intentional about all of the things that you do, remembering and reminding yourself that you are included. You cannot forget about you. And once you start becoming your own best friend and doing for yourself like you do for so many other people in your life, you will become the best version of you. I know this because I live it, and I'm a work in progress. And I want to share everything that I've learned and everything that I do with all of you, because I want what is happening for me in my life to happen for all of you. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you for joining me for today's podcast. I want to thank Fiesta Media Studios for the production and producing the Spa Queen Unleashed podcast. And I will see you guys next Wednesday at noon. So thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate all of you.